All right, hey everybody, we're back. We got an interesting one here for you. We just got the new information, just got released on the 2025 Lexus LX, the 700H hybrid off-road focused over trail trim. Okay, whew, that's a lot to take in and say, but this LS700, and I know very little about Lexus. I'm not a fan of Lexus. I'm just not it's not something that interests me as far as what I do. Okay, so I know a little bit about them, but not enough to be even dangerous. It's out of my price range, not something I would ever buy. But with that said, the 700 now comes with front and rear lockers, and it's a full-time four-wheel drive, so it's got the center diff lock too. Well, everybody gets all excited about triple locked, okay? The center diff lock is no big deal because it's the same thing as a transfer case would be. It's just locking it up. That's the same as a transfer case does, but we get front and rear lockers, okay? And it's a torsion center lock on this too, so yes, it's technically triple locked, but it's really limited slip triple locked. But you do get an actual real electronic front and electronic rear locker in this LS700 or LX700 vehicle here. Now in the over trail trim. Now this thing has the same motor and trans and driveline setup as you get into Sequoia and you get into Tundra. Okay, it's got a little more horsepower, but it's the same thing. This is a $100,000 very luxury type SUV is what this is. Basically, in a nutshell, it's a very luxe SUV. Why on earth would they put the front locker in this for the first time Toyota in the U.S.? The only vehicle that you can get in the U.S. today from Toyota or from Lexus that has a front locker is in this. Why is it in here? I don't understand. 99% of people that own this vehicle will never even understand what a locker is, let alone what a front locker is needed for, and are never going to take it off-road to use it. Look at the cladding on this thing. Look at the way it's set up. This thing, it's got 33 inch. This thing is never going to be hardcore off-roaded without tremendous amounts of money in mods that people aren't going to do to a $100,000 vehicle. But this is the one that Toyota, Lexus, same company, chose to put the first ever front locker in. What about the Tundra? Okay, well, the Tundra, it's basically the same exact frame. It's the same exact motor, same exact driveline, same exact same exact everything. It's the same truck. But this one, the TRD Pro, until 2022, you couldn't even get a front or a rear locker in Toyota. Okay, and a Toyota Tundra. You couldn't even get a rear locker in them. They weren't even an option until this gen came out. I think it was somewhere around there. I think it was this gen. Again, I could be off. Maybe they had it for like a year or so in it, but I know that even a TRD Pro and a Tundra didn't even have a locker in it forever. And now here, we got the TRD Pro and the Tundra that comes out with a rear locker. Everybody's all excited. Okay, that's great. But this vehicle is going to off-road way more often than this one is going to be. Why does this one get it? I understand the four-wheel drive system of this is all-time four-wheel drive. So it's, but that's irrelevant. Whether it's a transfer case or a center-locked full-time four-wheel drive system, the front diff lock is irrelevant to which one of those systems you put it on. It doesn't make any sense why this one gets a front locker and it'll never be used, yet this one does not get a front locker, which would be used way more often, or even this one right here, the Tacoma. Why does a Tacoma not? Okay, it competes against the Raptor, especially when you look at the TRD Pro and you look at the Trailhunter. They are competing against the Raptor Ranger, front and rear lockers. The Colorado ZR2, front and rear lockers. Competing against the Canyon AT4X, front and rear lockers. But yet Toyota, rear locker only available in four-wheel drive. Okay, or in four low. I don't understand the concept on what they're thinking here. Okay, same here. Okay, you can get a Chevy ZR2 or a Silverado ZR2 front and rear lockers. Okay, you can get the Ford Tremor rear locker, front torsion, limited slip differential. Toyota, nothing but brake controlled algorithms in the front, which work good, but still no front locker in it. Yet the cost is there. Okay, it drives me crazy how this is this way. You can get a Power Wagon. It's now technically it's an HD, but Power Wagon you can get with front and rear lockers. I don't understand the concept. Even the again when we start talking about the Tacoma, the Gladiator, you can get it in a Rubicon, front and rear lockers. Yet Toyota is not, but they are giving it here. I don't understand. Why not even just give it here? The Sequoia running the same powertrain, the same motor, the same trans, the same setup. Again, why would you not put it in here? This vehicle will be way more off-road user-friendly than what this is going to be here. Yet here they give them the front locker. It doesn't make any sense to me what they're thinking. I'm just not a fan of the whole concept. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a sweet-looking vehicle. They show you the inside in this one here, I think it is. I mean, here it is right here. Front and rear locked, brings the total number of differentials to 3, so it's triple locked. Everybody's like, ooh, triple locked. I mean, look at this thing. Okay, this is Lux. This is pure Lux. This is a Lexus. This is designed for people that are going to use it on the road. This is owned by doctors and lawyers and people like that, and people got to keep up with their neighbors and all this kind of stuff. And yes, they're great vehicles. I'm not taking anything away from it, but this $100,000 vehicle is not one that is going to be off-roaded hard enough where it needs a front locker. Now, here's the big question. Since they do have the same exact frame, the same exact. Now, they do have to put an extra couple cross members in the Lexus because of the battery weight and all that stuff. But since it's still the TNGA, FLAM, POW6 or whatever their frame is, that Toyota uses for everything now, TNGAF or whatever it is. I always get the letters screwed up, but whatever frame it is, the frame is the same between this Lexus 700, the Lexus, the GX series, the 550 or whatever it is, the Toyota Tundra, the Tacoma, the Sequoia, the 4Runner, the RAV4, the Land Cruiser. They're all on the same frame. But the Tundra and the Sequoia and that LX700 all share the same motor and powertrain. Does that mean that we might see in a very near future possibly the addition of that front locker being an option in a Tundra or in a Sequoia? I sure hope so. That would take this truck to a whole nother level. Okay, that would bring the Tundra to a level that is only matched in the full-size world by the Chevy ZR2. Okay, the Silverado ZR2 or the whatever the Canyon or the Sierra version of that is. So that's the only ones that would actually compete with this. And that would be a huge step for them. It would have been so much smarter to do it. But will they do it in the near future? Same with the Sequoia. Could the Sequoia end up being with a front locker in the TRD Pro? You got a rear locker. Could you gain the front locker in that also now that they're already putting it in the Lexus? And we know that they put motors and stuff in the Lexus ahead of time because they're slower sellers, and they test them there, and then when they're proven there, then they bring them over to the Toyota lineup. Could they be doing this with this front locker in the Lexus 700, where if there's things that breaks or things that don't go well, there's not that many of these sold, so they can figure it out, fine-tune it, get it dialed in, and once it's dialed in, turn around and bring it over to the Tundra, or turn around and bring it over to the Sequoia, or possibly even bring it into the Tacoma and the 4Runner. Could this be a step in the right direction for Toyota planning on introducing front lockers to its off-road vehicles? That would be amazing. Time will tell. We don't know for sure. We have to wait and see. But I'm very interested by what they're doing here. And I understand why they put it in this vehicle first. Not this one, but I understand why they put it in a Lexus first, again, to test it with lower sale vehicles. I cannot understand this particular vehicle because, like I said, it will not be being off-roaded as much as they assume it's going to be. But maybe this is opening up the door for us to finally, after all these years, have Toyota step into the new century where we are now, where we are dealing with every vehicle that's off-roaders today being made with front lockers for the most part, the hardcore ones. And Toyota's hardcore is TRD Pro and Trail Hunter, and those are their top-of-the-line dudes, and none of them have front lockers in them already. We shall see. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching.